Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to take a docket call here in a minute, so just give me a few minutes. We'll take care of that. I just want to give you some preliminary instructions first, and then we're going to get started. Just so everyone is aware, we are currently live streaming on YouTube, and that's in order to comply with the open courts provision of the Constitution. I thank you all for joining us. This is the 1:45 p.m. docket for the City of Olmos Park Municipal Court on February 10th, 2022. Also on the call with us today is Mr. Dixon, who is the city prosecutor, as well as two court staff from the Olmos Park Municipal Court. I will call the docket here in a few minutes. I do want to go over some preliminary instructions first. When I call your name, if this is your first appearance, which I believe it is for most, if not all of you, I will ask you how you plead on your cases. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty, you're admitting guilt and you're asking the court to assess the punishment in the case. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting guilt. However, you're choosing not to contest the charges and you just want to resolve the case today. If you are contesting the charges, you would plead not guilty, and then we would schedule you for a trial. Okay, today is not a trial docket. There are not any trials scheduled today. Those are scheduled for a separate date and time. Okay, if you do plead not guilty, I will ask you whether you want a trial by judge or a trial by jury. You do have a constitutional right to a jury trial. That means the case would be heard and decided by 6 citizens of Olmos Park, and they would hear and decide the case. Okay, you can choose to waive the jury trial and instead have a non-jury trial or a trial by judge. Okay, if you have a non-jury trial, that's a trial by judge, and that means I would hear the case or the other judge in Olmos Park would hear the case. Okay, again, those would be scheduled for a later date and time. You would, however, have the opportunity today to visit with Mr. Dixon, the prosecutor, to discuss any facts that you think are in question and then move forward from there. Okay, if you do speak with the prosecutor, we will send you into a breakout room to discuss your case with him separately from the open courtroom. Okay. If you do want to try to take care of your case or cases today, there are some options that are available to you, and I will review those quickly. The first of which is the driving safety course if you're here for a moving violation. If you have not taken that course in the last 12 months, you may be eligible. However, you must have a valid Texas driver's license and insurance in your name. Okay. There are court fees that must be paid in full, and then you would have 90 days to complete the course. Upon course completion, you submit your certificate along with your driving record, and we would close out the case so that it does not appear as a conviction on your driving record. If you do not qualify for that option, you may qualify for the deferred disposition option. That is sometimes informally called probation. It's an unsupervised probationary period anywhere from 1 day to 180 days, depending on the violation charged. There is a special expense fee that must be paid. That will vary from case to case. You may also have to comply with some additional requirements during that deferral period. Upon successful completion of the terms and conditions of your probationary period, the case will be closed out and dismissed and will not appear as a conviction on your driving record. However, if you are a commercial driver's license holder, you are not eligible for the driving safety course or the deferred disposition option. If you are under 25 years of age, you must take the driving safety course. Now, if you're here for an equipment violation, maybe an expired registration, a tail light that was burned out, etc., if you are able to correct those items and you have proof that those items were corrected, you may be eligible for a compliance dismissal for a fee between $10 and $20. Okay. If you need a payment plan, community service request, an extension of time to pay, any of those issues, I'll be happy to address those with you here in a few minutes as we discuss your case individually. I will go ahead and call the docket. So if you're present, please take yourself off of mute and let me know that you're here. Or if you have video, please wave to me so I can take note that you're present. Okay. Thank you for your patience. We are going to go in alphabetical order. So I just ask that you continue to be patient as we work through the docket. Okay. Okay. Mary Alvarez. Mary Alvarez. Emily Bernard.
Present.
Thank you. Takara Beck. Takara Beck. Destiny Billerbeck. Destiny Billerbeck. Mary Susan Britt. Mary Susan Britt. Joel Bustos. Joel Bustos. Selena Calderon. Selena Calderon. Elizabeth Colon. Elizabeth Colon.
Present.
Thank you. Christopher de la Fuente. Christopher de la Fuente. Daniel Ernst. Daniel Ernst. Javier Esparza Martinez. Javier Esparza Martinez. Javier Pablo Gomez. I see you there, sir. Thank you. Joshua Eric Hensel. Joshua Eric Hensel. Is that you, sir? Thank you. John Daniel Ibarra. John Daniel Ibarra. Triana Johnson. Triana Johnson. Opal Angie Kelly.
Here.
Thank you. Christina Marie Leal.
Here.
Thank you. Neil Douglas Lloyd. Neil Douglas Lloyd. Anthony Malott or Maylott. Anthony Maylott. Donna Ann Mata. Donna Ann Mata. Travis McCants. Travis McCants. Paul Hernan Mena. Paul Hernan Mena. Stephanie Miller.
Here.
Thank you. Michael Nolan. Michael Nolan. And Vanessa Quinones. Vanessa Quinones. All right, thank you all. All right, we're going to get started. First, we have Emily Bernard.
Right here.
Hi there. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You have a charge here, speeding 41 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. How do you plead?
No contest, I think I just would like to get it resolved today.
Okay. Now, I do have a note here that you have a New York driver's license. Is that correct?
Yes, my permanent address is still a New York address, but
Okay.
I will, because I moved here thinking it was going to be a temporary short-term stay, but I will get a Texas license now that I've decided it's going to be a little bit longer.
Okay. How did you want to take care of the speeding violation? Did you want to try to do, well, you don't have the Texas driver's license yet. What is the timeline for getting that? That's the only way you'll be eligible for the driving safety course. Otherwise, it's the deferral option.
So could you, because I'd be happy to get the Texas driver's license like as soon as possible. But what is that? And could you kind of review that option with me?
Sure. And first, let me ask you, are you over the age of 25?
Yes, I'm 28.
Okay. So the two options, the driving safety course is an option that you're allowed one time per year under Texas law, but you must have a valid Texas driver's license to take the course.
Okay.
So we would need proof of a valid Texas driver's license and insurance in your name.
Mhm.
Then once you're able to present that, the fee is $144 for court costs. And then you would have 90 days to complete the course.
Okay.
So that's the first option. But if there's going to be a delay on getting the driver's license, we would place you on a deferral instead, which would serve the same purpose, although it's a little more expensive. It's $238. You would not have to take the course. You would just be on a deferral for 90 days. And during that time, you could not pick up any additional moving violations.
Okay. And those are the only two options, because I wanted to discuss, this is my first ticket I've ever received. I don't believe I was going the speed that the officer was saying. I was on my way back from a COVID test that day, and this is my first offense. So I wanted to see if there was any other options, but to get this not to be on my license or any points on my license. But
okay. Well, those two options would, if you were successful in completing either of those two options, that would keep it off your driving record.
okay.
If you would like to contest the charge in any way or to discuss the facts of the case, then you could do that with the prosecutor who's on the call. You would
Okay.
just discuss it with him in a separate breakout room.
Okay. And then sorry, so this is my first time. I'm just
Sure.
trying to clarify. If I were to do that, would I then be able to, if that didn't work out, I guess,
Those options are still available to you.
those options would still be, okay, I guess I would, if I can speak with
Okay. Mr. Dixon.
Prosecutor Dixon,
We'll
and
have-
then
Sure. I'll let you
the
speak with him.
defensive driving would still be an
Yeah,
option.
absolutely.
Okay.
If you're able to get the Texas driver's license.
Okay. Just a quick question. Sorry. For the course, is it sort of a 1-day commitment where it's like a couple hours, I believe?
The driving safety course is a 6-hour course, and you can
Oh.
take that online and you can complete it at your convenience.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
So, sure. So I'll have you speak with Mr. Dixon, and then we'll go forward from there. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you. Just look for that breakout room pop up, please. All right. Next up, I have Elizabeth Colon.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's see here. You have a speeding charge 44 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. How do you plead?
Well, not guilty. I'm not
Okay.
guilty.
Okay. Do you want a trial by judge or a trial by jury?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, you have.
What's the difference?
Okay. So a trial by judge, that means I would hear the case, or another judge in Olmos Park would hear the case. Or you could have a jury trial, which means six citizens, 6 residents of Olmos Park would hear and decide the case.
Yours fine.
Okay, the judge? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have you speak with the prosecutor shortly. Just hang on a few minutes and he'll talk to you about your case, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hold on a minute. Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I said you had a speeding charge. You actually have a failure to maintain financial
Yeah.
responsibility
Yeah,
charge.
you're right.
I'm sorry. You
I'm
still
reading
plead
the
not,
letter here.
you plead not guilty to that.
Well, no, because it was a day after I was driving and I didn't have
Okay,
insurance.
so,
I
all
know
right, that, excuse me, that was my fault. I was looking at the wrong line on my docket. You have a
No problem.
failure to maintain financial responsibility case.
Yeah.
That's a failure to have insurance case.
Yes.
Okay, let me
Yes.
ask you, how do you plead on that case? You do, just to be clear, you do not have a speeding charge. That was my error. You have the
Okay.
insurance case. On that case, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Well, no contest.
No contest.
Then-
So
Yes.
you didn't have it at the time, but you have it now?
Yes, I have it now.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you have it now.
Hmm.
All right, so we can place you on a deferral, okay? Which means
Okay.
you would have to maintain insurance for 6 months, okay? So
Perfect.
you have to keep insurance for 6 months. There is a fee that you must pay though for that probationary period, okay? The total
Okay.
is $325 for that deferral. Okay, that
Okay.
amount does not have to be paid in full. It can be made in payments.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so for
Yes.
the insurance, we would need proof of your insurance. So you can send us a copy by email or you can drop it off.
Okay.
Okay, and then we
Mhm.
would need a $50 initial payment to get you started on that payment plan.
Okay, perfect.
All right, when could you make
I
that
could do
first
that.
payment?
For the $50 today.
Today, okay, and you can pay
Mhm,
that
and then
online?
I could pay that online and then I'll email the copy for my insurance.
Okay, if you'll just, when you email the copy, they're going to give you instructions on how to make that payment, okay?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right, and again, my apologies, I was looking at the wrong
No
line.
problem. I just read the letter and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, speeding, I
All
was
right,
speeding. I tried
all
not
right,
to.
so 180 days on the deferral, you keep insurance for the 6 months, and then you make your monthly payments to pay that off, okay? All right, we're going to send you some
Absolutely.
further
Thank you so very
instructions once we receive your email. We'll send you some further instructions and how to make that payment, and then we'll get you started on that payment plan. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. No, so I could hang up or am I gonna go on a breakout?
No, you can hang up as long as you just remember to email the court clerk that document with your insurance. Okay,
It's the almost park, something,
court
right?
at
Gmail?
Gmail. Yes, ma'am. If you'll send the copy of
Okay.
the insurance to that address, please.
All right, I will. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
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 All right, next up is Javier Pablo Gomez.
Yeah,
All right, let's see. Mr. Gomez, how are you today?
I'm okay.
All right, you have two open cases here. You have a speeding charge, 36 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. And then you have a charge for defective tail lamps. How do you plead on that case?
I guess no contest as well.
Okay, were you able to get the tail lamps fixed?
I got it fixed the same day.
Okay, do you have a receipt showing that was fixed, or is that something you fixed on your own?
I fixed it on my own, and I unfortunately lost a receipt for it.
Okay, but are you you swear and affirm that the tail lights are properly working today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you corrected that yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and accept that testimony as proof that you got it corrected, and
Thank-
it'll be a $10 dismissal fee on that. So you'll
Thank-
have that $10 that's due and owing, so we can close that out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So then we have the speeding charge that's open. How did you want to take care of that violation?
I have no clue.
Okay. Did you want to try to take the driving safety course? Did you want to do the deferral, or did you just want to pay the fine, and understanding that if you pay the fine, it will be a conviction on your driving record?
I could probably do the driving course.
Okay. Have you taken that in the last 12 months?
No, I've never taken it.
Okay. And do you have a valid Texas driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have insurance in your name, or are you listed on a policy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. So the court fees are $144 that must be paid in full before you can take the course. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you would need to present proof of the driver's license and insurance, and then a check, money order, or cash to the court in the amount of $144. And then you would be given further instructions on when the class certificate would be due. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When would you be able to pay the $144 for the court fees?
That I do not know, because I'm not working right now. I've been looking and looking, and I have yet to be hired anywhere.
Okay.
Hopefully I got something by next week. There's a couple promising options, hopefully. So it might not be until March before I even receive a paycheck.
Okay. Okay.
So-
I'm gonna give you until April 14th.
Okay.
If you get hired in the next 30 days and you have a check, the amount due to the court is $144. Okay. All right. So once you pay that, then you can take the course. Do not take the course until you've paid the court fees, because that's going to give you further instructions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you until mid-April to make that payment to the court. But if you have it sooner than then, submit it or drop it off to the court, and then you can get started on that course.
All right. Thank you. I
All right,
appreciate it.
and you're welcome. And in the meantime, make sure you send a copy of the driver's license and insurance to the court. And then you also have the $10 payment that's due. Okay. So a total of $154.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Well, good luck to you in the job search. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Dixon.
Judge, I've made an agreement on Ms. Bernard's case. It's
Okay.
a no contest plea, 30 days deferred disposition, a fine of $184 due by 1 week from tomorrow.
Okay. Very good. Ms. Bernard, is that satisfactory to you, that plea offer?
Yes, and I just
All right.
have two clarifying questions.
Okay.
How do I make the payment? Will I receive a link via the email to like pay online?
You can request that link. Just send an email to the almosparkcourt@gmail.com requesting that payment link.
Okay.
Or you can mail in the check or money order, drop it off in person, or drop it off in the drop box outside the court.
Okay. And then final question is, after 30 days goes by and everything, and the payment is made, like this wouldn't be on my record or on my, I don't receive any points on my license, just one.
Correct, assuming you do not receive any additional convictions during that 30-day period.
Okay, great. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank
Sure.
you both.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, next up is Joshua Eric Hensel. Good afternoon, sir. How are you? You're on mute. If you could unmute, please.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Let's see here. You have a charge for speeding, 42 and a 30 mile per hour. How do you plead?
No contest, I would
Okay.
say.
And then you have failed or displayed an expired registration. How do you plead on that?
I would say no contest as well.
Okay. Did you get the registration taken care of by any chance?
Not yet. I actually have to leave my car in the shop for a week or so I can get it fixed in order to pass my inspection and
Got it.
get everything done.
Okay. Well, how did you want to take care of these two open cases? The registration is $175, and then you have the speeding charge. That is a moving violation. So how do you want to take care of that one?
Do I have any options available right now, or?
Are you under the age of 25?
Yes, ma'am, I'm 23.
Okay. So you could, if you want to try to keep it off your record, you could take the driving safety course, but you
Okay.
have to have insurance in your name and a driver's license, a Texas driver's license. Okay.
Okay.
So you can do that. That's $144. Or I can place you on a deferral. That's $241, but you still are required to take the course by state law.
Okay. I just recently took the course for another case, maybe like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so you wouldn't be eligible for the driving safety course for us then.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention too as well.
Yeah.
Was gonna see what kind of options I would have, or
The
what
only
would happen with
option,
that.
the only option that would be the deferral, and that would be $241. Okay. And then you'd
Okay.
be on a 6-month deferral.
Okay.
Plus you have to take the course because of your age.
Okay. So I would just have to retake it again.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So 241 and then the 175 for the other one. Okay.
Okay.
So let me ask you, can you pay either of those amounts in the next week by the 18th of this month?
I sure can.
Both of those?
I will pay the highest one first.
All right. So we'll well, let me, if you could do this, then we could get you started on the deferral. If you could pay the 175 for the registration, that would close that one out. Okay.
Okay.
That would close it out as a conviction, but it's a non-moving violation. Okay. And
Okay.
then if you could pay $50 towards the balance of the 241, we could get you started on the deferral.
Okay. And when did you need that? By today?
No, by next Friday, the 18th. So you're looking at 225 total.
By Friday?
Mhm.
Okay, that's
Friday the-
perfect. I can do that. I
Okay.
can do that.
All right. So by Friday, the 18th, that would be a $50 initial payment on the deferral. That would get you started. Then you would have the 6 months to pay the balance off and to take your course. Okay.
Okay. And
then
if
the other one was 175.
okay, awesome. And if I happen to of course, come with extra money, can I put it towards that second case?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
For the payment on the 18th, would I be able to go drop it off at the
Yes, you can go in
courthouse?
person to the court and make that payment, and also bring a copy of your insurance and your driver's license. Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
That's it. That's everything.
Okay. You're free to go, and just make sure you stop by the court by next Friday.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right. Take care. Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Next up is Opal Kelly.
Hello,
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's see here. You have, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 18 years old, ma'am.
Okay. You have a charge here for failure to maintain financial responsibility or insurance. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Another charge for no driver's license. How do you plead?
Guilty. However, I would like to mention that I do have an appointment for that set for March 10th.
Okay, great. And then you have another charge here for failure to signal turn. How do you plead on that case?
Personally, I would like to plead not guilty for that one.
Okay.
And I can explain why if you need me to.
Okay, we'll just go with that for now. Then you have another one for minor in possession of alcohol. How do you plead?
No content. It was in the back seat and not with me.
Okay. Driving under the influence, minor. How do you plead?
No content.
Okay. All right. You have 4 cases that you've pled on, and then 1 case that you pled not guilty on. I'm going to have you speak to the prosecutor on all 5 violations to see if you can resolve these today. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just hang on. You're going to visit with Mr. Dixon in a breakout room. Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, I have Christina Marie Leal.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. How are you?
Hello. Doing good, and you?
I'm good, thanks. You have a charge here for defective stop lamps. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. 1 for no driver's license. How do you plead?
No contest.
1 for failure to maintain financial responsibility or insurance. How do you plead?
No contest.
And possession of drug paraphernalia. How do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. All right. How did you want to take care of these? Any
My
chance?
phone is messing up. Sorry.
Okay. Any chance you're going to get a driver's license or that you can get one?
So right now I'm actually on the I have the machine, the Smart Start machine, and I'm in the process of saving money to get my driver's license. The rest of my stop lamp, my defective stop lamp, it actually does work. I took a video of it as soon as I got it out of the impound because it got impounded. I also did have insurance.
Okay. You had insurance at the time or you have it after the fact? I lost your audio, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it keeps going off. It's my phone.
Okay, so you had insurance at the time or you didn't get it till after you got
Yes.
it out of the
No, I had
impound.
insurance at the time.
Okay, and it was still impounded?
Yeah, it was impounded. He said he impounded it because I didn't have a driver's license, which doesn't make sense to me, but yeah,
Because
I had insurance.
they couldn't find anybody else to come pick it up. Is that
No, didn't even let me
okay?
call anybody to come pick it up.
Okay, do you have proof that it was covered that day? Insurance proof?
My insurance? Yeah.
Okay, if you could send that to us, that would help us out there. And then I'm going to have you speak with the prosecutor about the other 3, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so just hang on a few minutes and he'll be with you shortly, okay? All right, Stephanie Miller.
Hi,
How are you?
Hello.
I'm okay, and you?
I'm well. Let's see here. You have some cases from 2015.
Yes, ma'am. I was going through, I'm currently not driving. I don't have a car, so I'm trying to get my
Okay.
driver's license back in order. So I was on the Texas failure to appear and just kind of going through my
Oh, okay.
paperwork and getting those all taken care of. And I noticed those from several years ago.
Right. So you have these 2 open cases with us. All right. So you're trying to get your driver's license cleared up or get the tickets cleared up so you can get your driver's license reinstated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So you have these 2 open cases. So you're looking at $403 for the speeding, and then the other one is $447.20. Can you pay anything towards those?
No, I have my own t-shirt business, but with everything going on, things have been extremely slow. Like
Okay.
I think I had one order last week. So
Okay. Were you
that's
looking, maybe there's the option of community service hours, if you wanted to do some volunteer hours somewhere, that would close
I
them
can
out in
definitely
lieu
do
of
that.
payment. That
Yeah, I
simply
can definitely
closes
do
them
that.
out. So,
Okay.
all
Yeah, I
right.
did that for one of my other tickets, so I can definitely do the community
All right.
service.
All right, so just understand that simply close, it would just close them out. There are convictions, but your driver's license is already in that suspension status. So this just may add some additional fees when you go to get it reinstated. That's
Okay.
entirely up to DPS, but in the end, what you're doing is just closing out the cases with us so that we
Alright.
can report to DPS that you've satisfied the conditions so that we can release the hold with our office so that we can tell DPS it's cleared.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. So you're looking at, I'm just trying to get the total here. All right. All right, so I'm going to have you do 20 hours on the speeding and 25 hours on the driving while license suspended, okay?
Okay.
So it's a total of 45 hours. I'm going to give you 90 days to complete it. If you can get it done before then and submit that proof of completion to the court, we can then report to DPS that we've closed out the cases, okay?
Okay.
All right, so are you here in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you can perform those hours at any nonprofit in Bear County, okay?
Okay.
That's a nonprofit of your choice. I'm not going to assign a location. As long as it's a nonprofit organization, that will work for us, okay?
Okay.
It can be, you know, a soup kitchen, a homeless shelter, the food bank, a church, any of
Ronald
those.
McDonald House.
Yeah, any of those, as long as it's a
Okay.
nonprofit organization that accepts volunteers to perform
Okay.
volunteer hours, okay? We
Alrighty.
will have we'll provide you with a sheet to document your time that
Okay.
needs to be signed by them and then indicate the hours worked, okay?
Okay.
All right, so do you have an email address that they can send that to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you could email the court with your email address requesting
Okay.
that form, and then they'll provide you with that documentation, okay?
And it's the community service form, correct?
Correct. Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so the total of 45 hours due in 90 days. Those community service hours will be in lieu of payment of a fine. Upon completion of the hours, we will close out the cases and release the hold with DPS, okay?
All right.
All right, any questions, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right, just make sure you email the court and then they'll send you that document, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, best of luck to you. Take care now.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Ms. Leal, when the prosecutor returns, he'll talk to you next in a breakout room, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. All right, Myra, I'm going to call the docket again. Mary Alvarez, Takara Beck, Destiny Billerbeck, Mary Susan Britt, Joel Bustos, Selena Calderon, Christopher de la Fuente, Daniel Ernst, Javier Esparza Martinez, John Daniel Ibarra, Triana Johnson, Neil Douglas Lloyd, Anthony Maylott, Donna Ann Mata, Travis McCants, Paul Hernan Mena, Paul Hernan Mena, Michael Nolan, and Vanessa Quinones, Mr. Dixon,
I've got an agreement on Miss Kelly, Judge.
okay,
On the no driver's license case, it's a no contest plea, 180 days deferred disposition, a fine of $234, proof of license within 90 days, and proof of insurance within 90 days. She's going to need a payment plan, and she's going to put down $75 next week.
okay,
Then on the minor in possession of alcohol, that's a no contest plea, 180 days deferred disposition, a fine of $381. I've got her alcohol awareness class within 90 days. And whatever the community service requirement is of the court, I said within 90 days, but obviously that's up to you, Judge.
okay,
And then $75 down and a payment plan for the balance. So if she does all that, then I'll dismiss the other 3 charges at the end of the probation.
okay. The other 3 would be the insurance, the failure to signal turn, and the driving under the influence.
Yes, Judge. And she informs me her father's deceased. I think her mother has a tumor and she's got 2 jobs and goes to college prep. Supposed to graduate in May.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kelly, does that sound like the discussion, a summary of the discussion that you had with the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you in agreement with the plea offer pending the assignment of the community service hours?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So just to recap, be a deferral for the no driver's license. You have an appointment next month, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you'll need to submit proof of the driver's license and proof of insurance within 90 days. The fee would be $234, and then you would be on that deferral for the next 6 months. And during the 6 months, you cannot pick up any convictions for moving violations, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right, the second charge then is the minor in possession of alcohol, also a 180-day deferral period, $381 plus the alcohol awareness class due, completion of that class due in 90 days. I'm going to assign 12 hours of community service, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That can be done at a nonprofit organization, preferably one that's related to alcohol, like a Mothers Against Drunk Driving or something like that. But I'm not going to, if it doesn't have to be that, just if it's something related to that, that would be great. Otherwise, as long as it's a nonprofit organization in Bexar County, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You are living in Bexar County, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so any nonprofit, okay?
Okay.
12 hours, and that would be due, I'm going to give you 4 months on that one, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. It sounds like you have a lot on your plate, so I'm trying to give you sufficient amount of time to get that taken care of, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So upon completion of that, we would need a certified letter from them or a timesheet signed by them indicating the hours totaling 12 that you worked for them, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then you're going to make a total of $150 payment, 75 on each of those by next Friday, the 18th, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Then we'll place you on a payment plan for the balance. And at the end of 6 months, assuming you comply with all these requirements, the prosecutor is going to move for a dismissal on the insurance violation, the failure to signal turn violation, and the driving under the influence by minor violation, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions related to that? That's a lot of information.
I do have one question. However, it's not related to that. On my ticket that was issued to me, it does say that I'm supposed to appear in court on the 17th of this month. Since I am in this virtual one, do I still have to appear at the court, or I just want to make sure?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
As long as you made an appearance today, we're going to make note of everything we discussed. We're going to enter that into the computer system so that we have a record of it, and you don't have to appear next week.
Okay. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
ma'am.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, so are you going to appear in person to make those payments?
Yes, ma'am. Unless I am able to email you guys for the link.
I believe you can do that. Just contact the court by email at almosparkcourt@gmail.com, and they can provide that link for you so you can make that payment.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and just make sure you send us copies of all the other items once they're completed, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I definitely will.
All right, well, good luck to you, okay?
All right, thank you so much, ma'am.
All
Have
right,
a great day.
take care. All right, bye-bye now. All right, Mr. Dixon, you have Miss Leal on number 17 on the docket. She has pled no contest to each of the violations.
Okay, I'll visit with her, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.